Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show.
Live from the Xfinity studio. Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. It is week 0. It's here, baby. Eagles' third preseason week kicks off today. But the big story, and I missed you guys immensely, the big story on Action News, that's right, the Fightins out and back. The Fightins. Here's the deal. I mean, yesterday was freaking, I'm not the curse, freaking awesome. I mean, it was just awesome. They're down 4-0. Looks like, all right, well, the win streak's going to come to an end, the whole thing. And man, his team just clawed back. And then the Schwarbaum walk-off. 6-4 Phillies. Oh, I know, and I heard, I listened to the radio on the way in. And everybody's like, well, show me in October and all this other. Listen, you can't forget. You got to forget about that. You got to forget about it. You got to enjoy a ride. It's baseball. Baseball is such a momentum deal. It's not too early. It's not like, well, they're too hot now. It's still August. Well, September's around the corner. Let them go. Let's go. Let's figure out and learn how to win again, how to feel great, how to have fun coming to the park. It was bad around here, right? It was really bad. I was completely disenchanted. And the minute I went on my staycation that was just horrible, but other than that aside, boom comes to life. Man, I got to tell you, I did not. I was one on the bingo card. I did not have Bohm resuscitate, and actually just on fire, like absolutely on fire. Clutch hits, the whole thing. He was great. Andrew Painter was spectacular Saturday night. Listen, that Cardinals lineup is good. It's a good lineup. Weatherholt is a really good rookie leadoff guy. Lefty, Burleson's nasty, Walker. Like, they got talent. Herrera, the catcher, can hit. Baez, the new wonderkin. Like, they're good. And Painter just mowed him down. Painter looked great. Great movement. He's figuring it out. His fastball had a little pop to it, too. Pitched really well. I'm stoked. I just had such a great time. It was the only thing that kept me going, I was enjoying, was the Phillies every night and being able to come back. Now, you talk about they played the Marlins, and Cardinals got a decent lineup, and like, that's a big, they came back twice against that team. Those are good wins. Those are really good wins. You have now won 9 in a row, and you've taught yourself that you're never out of it. Here's the thing. When people go, well, remember what happened in 22-day comebacks and everything else. Yeah, but like, this team this year needs to feel that, it needed to get close to that again. And so that was the beauty of it, is that they've now experienced this like red hot streak that they know in their brain, like, all right, we know we can do this, right? It's there. So I loved what I saw. I don't care if people say you're a sucker, you're going to fall for it. Yeah, like, it's baseball. I don't know what's going to happen in October. Like, it was interesting because Tarek Skubal was, like, really bad, like, not good up until his last start against the Pirates on Saturday. And even that game, he gave up 3 runs early, and then he kind of settled down and pitched really well. Had like 11 strikeouts, but he was not, like, he's been hittable. His changeup's been hittable. So, like, I don't know. I mean, Ohtani's not, he's not having some great year. He's not an MVP. PCA is clearly the MVP of the National League. The Dodgers, it's baseball, man. You can beat the Dodgers. They're not some unbeatable force. They're just not. I don't buy it. So let's go. Like now, I fear the Cubs. Like the Cubs right now are doing the same thing. They put up 18 yesterday in Seattle. Like they're just raking. All that said, when you go in October, it's just such a momentum thing. And it's such a random, playoffs are so random. Are you hitting? That's it. How you feeling about yourself? Here's the good thing about this Phillies team is that twice they were on the mat. Twice. Remember, the start of the season with Topper, they're on the mat. I mean, they were like, out. We thought the season was done. I mean, they were like arms askew, out, laying on the canvas. Wheeler comes back. In comes Donnie Baseball. They get off the mat. Then, prior to this win streak, they're on the mat again. They weren't faced like laying on their back, but they were certainly down to one knee. Like they were in trouble. They were looking like, are you standing 8 count here? Are you going to get up? I'll take the I'll just take this to the nth degree. Like, are you going to get up or we're going to count you out? Now, we all counted them out. I included, was like, I don't say it. They stumbled to their feet, right? Like in Rocky 2, stumbled to their feet. Listen, this is what it is. This is good. We got a baseball. It's going to be fun. Sage Red October. All right, this whole win streak. Now you go to Seattle. You got something to look forward to tonight. Late night ball. I can't wait. Let's go. Let's go Fighters. Birds. I mean, it's hard to tell, like nobody plays. And it was just kind of a slop game. So Saturday night was really not much to take away. It's good, bad about the offense. The offense is going to be spotty. I mean, that's just what it is. Defense is going to be really good, and the offense is going to be spotty. The most interesting thing from Saturday night is who they keep it as the backup. Is it Tanner or is it the Red Rifle? Now, it feels like they're looking to shop Tanner, but I'd rather trade Dalton and keep McKee as the backup. But that's kind of it. Like, you're going to see, the good thing about this week is that McKee Lemon's coming back. And I hope he's right. I hope he's ready, because that's going to be a big story that we're going to follow along, is his health and his development. Because the one thing you saw is, like, you're going to need receivers. And they're going to need him. And we'll see if he's there. So, as I come back after a week, I get my boy, the bro.
What up?
Good morning, bro.
Good morning. What a fun weekend.
Man.
Phillies.
Good to see you, buddy.
Phillies may never lose again. I mean, you said it, like learning how to win. That was their first walk-off win in over 3 seasons.
Yes.
And back when this team, like in, 2022? When we thought they were special, they were never counted out of a game.
Right.
That is something that has been lacking in this team. And
remember,
pulling that out yesterday is
08,
huge.
09, 10.
Yeah.
Those teams are all
2-out rallies.
Yeah.
Playoff baseball to me has always come down to 2-out rallies.
Yes.
And you need a pair of onions in the postseason. And for the first time all season, I think this Phillies team has figured something out.
I agree.
I think they're a different club than they were even 3 weeks ago.
I think it's the easy take to say, well, I'm not going to be suckered into it.
No, Luis Ariz is here. We haven't had somebody like him in the playoffs. Bryson Stott's playing at – Corey and I went through it last week. You can make the case he's the 7th or 8th best infielder in baseball, like over the last 2 months. Definitely in the National League. Like, he's changed. Alec Boehm, I didn't have that on the bingo card either.
Yeah.
What he's doing right now is unbelievable. So – Andrew Painter was exciting. It was a really great weekend.
Nolan's been pitching well.
He's been pitching really well.
So, like, all of a sudden,
you feel better about him taking the ball in a game 1 or 2 than LDS all of a sudden. It changes everything.
Your pitching's there.
Yeah.
A little worried about Wheeler?
A little bit. We'll see. Mattingly's comments last week was like, Come playoff time, you only need 6 from Zach anyway.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, I'd prefer him going 7 if we could get it.
yeah. If there's one thing I'm not buying on this team, it's the bullpen.
Yeah, that's the Achilles heel.
It's one thing I'm not buying. I still want to see Gage jump. I'm not buying the bullpen. But here's the thing. That's why you brought it in. I want 7 from Zach.
Yeah.
Like,
he said after last start, the fastball was the best it's felt in a long time. And when you hear somebody like him talk, I believe him. He was like, the off-speed stuff, there was just something a little off. He's like, I can figure it out. So, he soothed me a little bit.
Listen, I'm just a little worried.
I'm a little worried.
I'm not, he just hasn't looked right. He had that incredible start.
It's 6 starts now.
Right after right before the All-Star.
I think it was right before, yeah.
He struck out a bunch of dudes. And then he's just been kind of like, eh. And
he's been human.
It's weird because he looks great for like 2 innings and then he gets into trouble.
Yeah.
And then he runs these deep counts.
Sanchez has kind of been similar in ways too, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
yesterday, you give him a lot of hits.
Yeah.
I think with Sanchez, it's more explainable in that he's got to be around the zone. He reminds me a lot of Cliff Lee in that from the left side and some of his stuff. The changeup is changeup. You just can't have a changeup up in the zone.
Yeah.
And sometimes he catches too much of the plate, which is why I'll give up home runs.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about those two, but I still have the confidence that they'll snap.
Yeah, when I mean concerned, I mean not that they're going to be bad, but they're not going to be. I need those guys to be lights out.
Yeah, the bullpen stinks. Yeah, I don't want to go into the playoffs counting on Orion in a huge spot.
No.
That's
all
hard.
that said, I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Let's go.
Yeah, with football coming back, it's like that perfect time of the year. Sixers and Flyers training camp getting.
Let's go, Ben.
For 4 teams all kind of firing up, and you just want playoff baseball to matter. And baseball's weird. You just have to be hot in late September, and I think this team can do it.
Yeah, I listen. Once you're in, it's a blank slate.
Yeah,
somebody a long time ago told me about. Actually, not that long ago. Told me about the way they view it is that once you're in the playoffs, the roads are different and. You prefer not to be the third wild card.
Sure, and the NL is tough this year. It's the much superior league.
All that said, you just want the slate clean. Who's hitting?
Yeah.
Who's hitting? And you can't forecast it. What do we learn about 2022? If you remember in 2022, they had a similar hot streak. Then they went cold in September.
Yeah.
They had 2 5-game losing streaks in September. One in the first half of the month and the other one in the second half of the month. Then you remember they beat the Nationals, they popped corks, right? And got hot.
Yeah. And Arise, look, I don't think it's a coincidence that things are better since he's been here. An effect on the entire lineup. You've never had somebody like him in this Phillies lineup. It stretches out the lineup. It gives you a chance of not going hitless.
I agree.
4 times a game.
I agree.
He changed so much. I will give Dombrowski credit for going outside the box. And Bryson Stott and Corey and I were raving about him. He may be one of the best offensive players I've ever seen in a Phillies uniform.
Oh, he's terrific.
What he can do, all 3 positions in the infield, and then
he makes the correct play.
He's so smart.
Yeah, he makes
and it gives you options this offseason too. If you want to stick with the Rise, if you want to go get a Ketel Marte, him being able to play third.
Did you tell Marte what's going on there?
Oh yeah, we've been talking about it.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, he's gone.
MIA, and then the next thing you know, he pops up in a
knee
casino.
Injury.
Then he popped up in a casino.
Yeah, he's done there. So
what are you doing?
And his money is 12 million, 21 million, 23 million.
What are you doing? I don't want that.
This is 2 years in a row.
I don't want to touch that.
Yeah, I hear you.
You can't. Dude goes AWOL. He's a great player. But he goes AWOL and he's popping up in casino.
Sometimes you got a hot hand.
Yeah. Come on, bro. I can't. I don't want that headache.
Well, whatever. Bryson Stott gives you. He makes you feel so much better. And Painter too. heading into if he can finish
Taylor's huge.
if he can finish this season strong, you
Huge.
feel so much better
Yes.
about next year.
Yes. I'm with you.
If there is a next year.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Mark Walter and the Dodgers. You up on that one?
Yeah. Insurance fraud?
Well, yeah. It's he was basically taking loans from the insurance companies, and he owes like $7.8 billion by December 2nd.
Which is why
he's flipped the Lakers, and he's selling his EPL team, and he's trying to cash scrum.
I mean,
it's wild.
Imagine
on the heels of the lockout too.
If you owe like I owe $40,000. I don't know. We can figure it out.
7.5.
He owes $7.5 billion. What?
Yeah.
Like, how do you possibly talk about playing up the stratosphere? That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Birds.
Yeah.
Where you at after the week?
Can't wait for September 13th. I got the itch for the first time. You know me. I don't get the itch as early as you.
Yeah.
You get it like late July, like mid-July even. Usually after the All-Star game, you start jonesing.
Yes.
It's
usually that week.
I get it in mid-August. The games are tough. Like, I watch them. It's like Charlie Brown's Teacher, where I'm just hearing like I'm going through the motions. I'm watching it.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is like Saturday night, like you just don't have anybody's going to make the it's bad. These are just it's bad.
I found myself watching Broncos Packers, and I see Jordan Love versus
I think you need to play
Bo Nix. And I'm like, I kind of miss that.
I was debating with our man Pat McClure. It's not really a debate, but we were kind of talking about because Aston Genti went out. Originally, it was feared it was serious, but now it's just an ankle sprain, so it's not bad. So Pat was like, "See, it's why you don't want to play in the preseason."
I get it, and I've been that way.
And I get it. Like, I get Pat's position. I get Sirianni's position. I understand it. Problem is, you need reps. You in this sport, they don't practice enough. It's one thing if this was 2005 and you had longer camp, 2 days, because you have to get your body acclimated to football movements.
Yeah.
So I don't think you practice football enough.
I don't think so either.
And I think you need it. I think your body. I think for injuries, I'm not talking about for new offense.
Yeah, to build the calluses.
Is obvious. I think you need that. Not just hitting, just start, stop, just all that movement.
Yeah.
That's why you see a lot of the non-contact injuries early in camp because they're not used to the movement.
Yeah.
And they overtrain. They train a lot, but you don't train. You're not working on the movement.
Bo Nix and Jordan Love made me yearn to see 2 series of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fine. Nobody's like, they know how to kind of avoid injury in those situations. You know what I mean? They're not going balls to the wall. They're just getting out there and getting some reps in.
Here's the thing. You can't play scared.
No.
You can't avoid when you're out there playing, you're not thinking about injury.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's thinking about injury. So like you are going balls to the wall. Like you got to play.
Yeah.
You got to play football. That's the only way it works. If you're playing scared, that's when you get hurt.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to play football. And I think they need it. I think it's going to, listen, I think it's going to be rough early.
I feel that too. And when I was filling in for you last week, I have wide receiver concerns.
Yeah, you do.
Like, they may be deeper, 2 through 7 than they've ever been, like, in terms of quality. But, like, I don't know. Outside of Devontae, it's like, it just feels like a bunch of guys that are good camp stories that never pan out.
I like Wicks.
I like Wicks too, but
Wicks
he had a really 2 strong days up in New England, look really good. I like Darius Cooper, but like, are these guys going to translate to?
I think Wicks is legitimate.
I hope.
Right? Wicks is legit.
I hope.
I like
Hollywood Brown's like, he's nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Eli Stowers looks like you're missing some pass catching. Like,
the tight end spot. Stowers scares me.
Yeah.
Stowers scares me. So now the good thing is you got
Elijah Moore's been okay.
Yeah.
But like, he's just a guy.
Right. Well, because Lemon, he's
Lemon's behind.
Be ready.
Yeah. September is almost like a wash.
Like, I'm worried about him coming back. I think he's feeling, this is just my outside view. I think he's feeling a little like, I got to get back to camp.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's 100%.
Yeah, and the guys were talking about, Ross and Scott Graham were talking about it Saturday. They were like, he probably was like been a little down in the dumps because he is that gamer, that baller. They kind of said he's that football junkie, and when he's not playing it, what you're saying, like he's feeling it. And then too, I think the kid just wants to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he may be coming back too early here. Hamstring in the spring and
I know. I hate it. Soft tissue. I hate it. Now, the good thing is you get Washington, who's in worse shape than you are.
Yeah. And
so,
are you up on all the Jaden Daniels stuff?
Well, his mother. Like,
number 5. McNabb's got to unretire his number here.
I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, you're going to go to LSU.
Making your kid like a laughing stock.
I mean, it's terrible.
They're apparently asking for the Heisman back from LSU.
I know.
What
It's
are you
terrible.
doing?
It's just terrible. That's because his mother's his agent.
Yeah.
And it's not him.
No.
Like, he's like, that's my representative. What's your mother?
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yo, Mom, you can't be doing this stuff.
You've made me an online meme.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's getting crushed.
But you got Washington. I feel great about that game, even with the state of the offense. And then you got Tennessee. So you got two games, certainly winnable games. You know, then you got Chicago and the Rams. So we'll see.
I'm going to that Rams game. Did I tell you? My Australian buddy who we made a Birds fan like 25 years ago. We got tickets the other day. So I'm pumped. That's the first Eagles game I've been to in like 8 years.
Really?
Yeah. Long? I've been working so many game days.
Wow.
For a long time that I haven't had a chance.
Yeah. I can't.
So I'm pumped.
Yo, by the way, it's week 0, dude.
I know. I was missing it Saturday.
Oh, man.
Like, that was the time.
Jules!
I wanted a bourbon, a fire, and like some college football on the deck. Like, ready. I'm ready.
Oh, you know what?
The weather's turning.
Yeah, it was nice weather.
Yeah, no humidity.
Yeah. It was
football
great.
Time.
It was great. Speaking of football time, we got our man, Franny Films, St. Francis of Football, is coming up in about 5 minutes. We'll get to him. Murph, it's a Murphy Monday, so I'm dying to talk about the Phils with Murph. And then Corey, your partner.
Sideman.
I love Corey.
He's the best.
He's fantastic. So we got you covered every which way this morning. As always, you got to fill me in on one thing, because I was home. I didn't do anything. It was kind of a miserable week.
Yeah.
I did a couple of national shows.
I saw you were on with Jeff Schwartz on Fox on Wednesday or something.
Yeah. On Thursday. And so I did a lot of national stuff. So I'm kind of was in tune to the league and a lot of college football and everything. What's going on with Connor McDavid? Why am I
guy from NHL Network last week? So NHL is
I'm starting to go, oh my God, can you pull a rabbit?
I pulled Bill aside last week. I was like, dude, let's do a Connor McDavid short. Like, LeBron James is here. Anything can happen. Guy from NHL Network, and his name escapes me off the top of my head, but I outsourced to Bill. I was like, does this guy know his stuff? He's like, yeah, he's pretty connected. He's one of their better analysts. He said he's hearing things that basically if Edmonton doesn't get it done on the ice soon, McDavid could ask out, and there's 3 teams he hears that keep coming up. And he said Philadelphia first out of his mouth.
So this is this year.
That part was unclear if it's like mid-season or the off-season. But Bill and Charlie seem to think next off-season. McDavid and LeBron in town.
Here's what we got to do. Oh, my God. Here's what we got to do. We got to root against the Oilers.
Oh, big time.
Right? Like that.
We need them to be a mess.
Right. To be a dumpster fire.
Michkov, see you later, pal. If you get us Connor McDavid, see ya. Bill, I mean, it's going to cost you, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean,
you pay for greatness.
Yeah, agreed. I was like easy on moving Mitch.
I mean, and what else? You know, they're going to want something.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You know, I think Mitch is going to have a big year.
I do too. I love the training vids.
I think he's got a big year.
Michkov off-season training vids better than Ben Simmons off-season training vids.
EJ Raddick, mid-level national hockey guy. Eddie Wright knows his stuff.
All right. Yeah, Eddie Wright.
He goes, I don't think he'd want to come here without more talent in place. That's the one thing. But we'll see. I think the Flyers can be. I got this weird, like, spidey sense about McDavid.
Yeah.
Coming here. I've always felt
With
that.
the town of stars. Why not?
And the Flyers, it makes sense. The Flyers come back.
The guy that restores a franchise
is Big Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, that's why LeBron's here.
Sign me up.
Like LeBron knows what the Sixers are to the NBA. Yeah, he wants to be that guy.
I love sports. All right.
You chose a good profession to get into if you love sports.
Yeah, it was funny. I love it more now than I've ever loved it.
That's funny.
I've never thought that. I thought that.
You think it's because it's better now and there's more stuff and like.
No, I don't know, man. I just
because like you have an appreciation for soccer now. You probably didn't have 20 years ago.
Correct.
Like there's so many good things. Like the Olympics are like.
I don't care about that, but
you know what I mean. Like outside of our 4-for-4.
You know what it is. But I think the games.
Athletes are just better, bigger, stronger, faster.
Like I know people hearken to like old days of baseball, right? But baseball's great today. I'm sorry, baseball's great.
Yeah.
The only thing that I want to see more of is letting guys go longer in games, starters. That's it. Other than that, I like this ball.
Yeah,
I think it's good ball. Football's not even close.
Football's great.
Way better.
Yeah.
It was like prehistoric days.
College football's better.
Right. College football, way better.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the reverse going on where guys are leaving the NFL to go back to college.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hockey, faster.
Yeah.
It's great. It's, it's still great. Basketball's probably
on the one. Yeah, I think that's
the only one better back in the day because they still haven't fixed the regular season. Now for us, it doesn't matter because we have a show.
We have all 82 to watch this year.
Right, it's like we're all signed up on the all 82.
Yeah,
remember I used to do that. Take the pledge. Yeah. I'd take the regular season.
I think you got people easy this year.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about this year. All right, lots to get to. We're just getting started on a Monday as August begins to dwindle and our happy place grows brighter and brighter. First, a word from our friends. Let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. What do we got tonight there, my man? We have Phil's Mariners. What do you have the odds on that game?
Yeah, let me
Phil's or Wheeler going tonight. Mariners just got destroyed yesterday.
Do you see they lost 22-0 last week?
Yes.
Largest shutout victory in MLB history.
And they lost 18-2 yesterday.
Oh, my God.
Weston Wilson pitched the 9th inning for them. You remember him?
Yeah.
All right. Check out the app for all the football stuff, all your baseball. It's the hub of great activity. BetParks.com is all the details. Like you got to listen. You get $500 casino bonus back. You get 250 spins on the new hot slot game, Sahara. Collect them. Check it all out. You got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about Xfinity and the 5-year price guarantee. What if you can have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi and keep it the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you notice them. Wi-Fi with like 6 cents lets you stream the game when the whole family's playing video games till 4 o'clock in the morning. Go to bed, Massimo. The best part, no annual contracts, no hidden fees, Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot changes in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, but your Wi-Fi should stay reliable. The price has got to stay put. Lock in your price. Unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Slick planes only. Restrictions apply. 4 a.m.
What's the game? Is it at least?
I don't know.
Is it college football? Is he starting?
Yeah, no, he plays all that. But
is part of you like, because that was you at one point.
It was definitely
you
me.
And cousin Joey, like my brother.
Yes, it was definitely me. But here's the thing.
So as part of you, like, all right, as long as you're playing college football, like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, like he does it about baseball, all. I get hockey, but here's the problem.
He's a grump the next day.
Problem is, you got to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I sent him? Like, look at it, you're gonna laugh. Like he's, we got a big week of football there. Scrimmage Thursday. He's looking good, right? He's looking good.
You got him like a Whoop band or whatever. Track his sleep.
Like, what's that? Read that.
Late bedtimes actively drain your child's growth hormone potential. So you're tagging him in that?
I texted him. I texted him.
No response yet?
No response.
Yeah, is he still sleeping?
But he read it at probably 3 o'clock in the morning.
Good
Are
luck.
you kidding me? Go to bed. I need you to be 6'4".
You could get a stretcher, like a medieval stretcher, just start
That's
stretching
the
him out.
next thing I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to be. I go, like, dude, you got to be 6'4".
You gotta make it.
At least 6'3". But he's not, I mean, he's getting there, and like he's looking good. Like, come on, dude. Like, now's not the time. Anthony's good. Anthony goes to bed when he knows he's got practice in the morning. He's in bed. Goes to bed 12. That's exactly what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Little one, he's party guy. Now, speaking of football, can't wait to chop it up with him as always. Saint Francis of football, Franny Films.
They do not crave food nor drink for nourishment, for they exist solely on the glow of the all-22 monitors. They are the Leatherheads, and he is Franny Films.
Well, good morning, Saint Francis.
Morning, guys. What's going on?
Man, let's go. It's week 0, baby.
That's right. It's,
We have
we're
reached the
just about back.
milestone in the calendar.
Well, we're just about back. I'm excited. It's gonna be a long week. I feel like building up to it, but luckily we've got some good things on the schedule this week. We got the Ospreys on Wednesday night. We've got plenty coming up. We got the Eagles open practice on Tuesday night. We'll be covering that. So we've got a lot to get us up until week 0 on Saturday, and then NFL right around the corner.
That's right, baby.
And yeah, one of I've had the honor of beta testing Fran's new draft guide. Oh, you're gonna go nuts.
In fact, everybody's got to get it. You got to become a diehard. You got to get this draft guide. Tell people, Franny, as you watch games.
Look at the database he's already built up.
You'll be able to actually see
you
the
can just pull up the
draftable
team.
players on each team.
Yeah, I mean, you can see like right there. Thank you, Julia, for flating all this. Like you can, basically, and I've got, I think it's like 100+ guys written up already. Over 50 guys completely graded and ranked. But
at
all
week
the main
0
prospects, right. All the main
he's got
prospects
150 guys
in the database, and you can watch your own film there. There's all kinds of new bells and whistles to it this year. It's a lot more mobile friendly this year, so you can open up on your phone. But if we're watching North Carolina TCU on Saturday at noon. You can go in there, you select North Carolina, you select TCU, you hit enter, and now all those prospects for those two teams are going to show up, and you can say, all right, who are the players I need to be watching here? But there's a lot going. There's the team specific hub. So right here, you can look in. All right, I'm going into the Eagles. Who are the fits that Fran has watched that fit what the Eagles typically have gone for in years past? And as I continue to watch more and more players, that's going to continue to fill up. So yeah, you want to make sure you become a diehard, get access to this thing. By the way, from what I understand, it should be live right now. So like if you go, if you're a diehard, you have access to this as of today. So if it's not right now, it will be shortly. So there's the comparison tool. So like you can look at Jeremiah Smith and Cam Coleman, 2 of my top 5 players, the 2 top receivers in college football. You could do a side-by-side comparison on those guys. How do they match up physically? How do they match up with their hands and their route running? The film is right there next to each other. You could do it all side by side. So a lot of really, really fun bells and whistles on the draft guide this year, and it's only if you're a diehard.
And it's gonna keep being added to too. You're gonna be eventually.
Who's gonna be watching games and tweets?
Well, the guys list is gonna grow, but we're gonna add in the teams like draft picks, where they're picking, what they're owed, build in a mock draft simulator into it. So it's gonna get better and better as the season goes on.
This is outrageous.
0.
Yeah, this is outrageous, Fred. Outrageous, baby.
It's awesome. I mean, I'm really, really excited about it. So excited for the season to get rolling.
Please become a diehard, and you get incredible access to this stuff. It really is. It's sensational. All right, buddy. Before, there's a lot of good stories I want to get to, but let's start at home And just give me your thoughts over the joint practice, and then we'll get into Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, just obviously listening to Bo and EJ who are there, boots on the ground up there in Foxborough. It seems like it was a really like tightly contested couple of days of practice where each team kind of had the edge in certain drills. So not like one clear quote unquote winner over the course of the week, but it sounds like they had good work in. It was a competitive, spirited a session on both days. So no, it was definitely good to be able to hear some of that, some of the film that I've been able to see from it, from as far as like highlights that have been posted. Yeah. I mean, it was good to be able to see those guys get that work in that way, and then it culminates with the game on Saturday night. Just finished going through the defensive side of the film, did the offense yesterday. So yeah, there's a lot to take away from one of the most important weeks of the year, of the summer, I should say.
What was your takeaway from Saturday night?
I think that the one big thing that we talked about a lot on the post-game show was just the backup quarterback, if you want to call it competition, the dynamic there. I do think that that's interesting, but I do think that at the end of the day, it's going to end up being Tanner McKee, and then Dalton won't be on the team. But we'll see. We'll see how that plays out over the next week. But for me, the bigger thing,
I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
that's how it will play out.
yeah,
Fran, can they recoup a 7th for Dalton? Maybe a 6th in a drunken world?
Yeah, I think that's probably what the hope is, right? I think that's, and that's why they're trying to position this in the way that they are, is that, hey, if you want a backup quarterback, like this is what we're asking for. That's what they paid for when they got Dalton back in the spring before they drafted Cole Payton. And that's why if they didn't draft Cole Payton, this wouldn't be a story, because it's all right. They've got their 3 quarterbacks and you're moving along. But the fact when Cole Payton was the best player available for them, they draft him, they like him, he's had a good summer. You want to keep him and continue to develop him in the pipeline. Well, it's a crowded room. And so I do think that Dalton will end up being the odd man out, but we'll see over the next week. To me, though,
I believe that. I believe they're going to keep McKee.
Yeah.
I also believe that, listen, Dalton was good for the room for how long it lasted, and you flip him, that's great. But he was good for what it was with this new offense coming in. I know everybody liked him in the room.
Yeah. I would say, though, for me, that like the bigger, like, walking away, like bigger positivity, like, all right, like this is to be excited about, was just watching the young offensive linemen. You see what Joe
Bell popped like, again, dude.
Bell. Yeah, Willie Lampkin, Markel Bell. This was the best that that I would say, like Jake Majors had looked like. Those 4 guys that got the start, from left guard to right tackle, I thought were really strong in that game on Saturday night. They were blowing those guys off the ball, getting great movement. The double teams were outstanding. They looked good in space. Like it was a good showing. And I don't want to get out over my skis, but to me, like just what you saw from those guys, Kendall, Lampkin, and Bell in particular, I thought that was a really strong showing, and it's a good sign for this team moving forward.
Yeah, I was happy about Kendall too, because you know what? You're going to need interior linemen, and that I was hoping that he would kind of pop this, that this would be the camp that he would pop.
Yeah. Bo and EJ were all over it going into this offseason, basically saying like, hey, like people in the building are really high on Drew Kendall. So let's see what he kind of looks like moving forward. And he got, whenever Landon Dickerson has stepped out, Kendall is the first man up. I will be interested to see, like, okay, if there's an injury to Cam Jurgens, or if he's got a stomach bug or something, right? He's out. Does Kendall go in at center, or does Dickerson go in at center, and then Kendall goes in at left guard? I think Kendall has shown that versatility. My guess is that he would be the first man up at both spots, but also Willie Lampkin has come in and has looked really good. So you hope that he's okay. It sounds like he is, based off like him, having that early exit with what looked like a neck maybe or something along those lines, but nothing crazy because he was still on the sidelines throughout the course of the night. So I think when you're looking at those guys on the inside, after what happened last year, where you had Landon and Cam Jurgens not at 100% for the majority of the season, nowhere close to it, it's good to be able to have those young guys in the pipeline.
Agree. Bell is the one that excites me a lot because, listen, you're playing outside like that. He's got good feet. Like we talked about him at Miami, right? And he's huge. It's amazing the learning curve. He's really kind of shortened it. He's picked it up really fast.
Yeah, it's been really good to see what he has looked like early on, and they threw him into the fire. I mean, he was getting reps
Yeah.
with the first team back in the spring. He's been like first man up here in the summer over Fred Johnson for a good majority of it. So, being able to see him play both spots, put his hand in the dirt at times, but mostly, coming out of a 2-point stance, he's been reliable in pass protection, and the highs have been high in the run game. Like it's not all perfect there yet, but I do think that this is a guy that you can be excited about moving forward as a potential heir apparent to Lane Johnson. And honestly, it's why I don't think that you can like just lock it in that, oh yeah, they're definitely going to take a tackle next spring. I do think that we've seen enough here from Markel Bell where like, all right, if they continue to see this type of play behind the scenes and they've got faith in him, maybe that is his job in 2027.
Fran, somebody that's having a really good training camp / preseason is the Axeman Jr. Really nice blitz on Saturday night. How much do you think he has a different skill set than Jihad Campbell? Obviously, he's kind of dissected. He seems like a little bit of it's finally clicked for him. He sees every play in front of him. He knows where to pounce and where to take advantage of things. Him and Jihad Campbell probably the linebacker core of the future. But are we going to see Trot Jr. situationally this year?
My guess is no situationally. I mean, when they go into like their base defense, quote unquote, again, it's not a third linebacker. It's more just like an extra defensive tackle that's on the field. So my gut would tell me that we don't see Trotter Jr. Situationally defensively. I think he would just be like the first backup, first guy off the bench for Bond or Campbell if one of those guys needs a breather. And so, no, I think that obviously it's I don't want to say polar opposite skill set from Jihad Campbell, but Jihad is tall and long and rangy and covers a ton of ground and has the ability to do a lot of things, whereas Trotter is more small and compact and wins with his mind. I mean, that's 2 weeks in a row where he perfectly timed a blitz. This one was a thing of beauty, where he came in untouched and got the quarterback before he could even get close to the top of his drop. The running back had no prayer at stopping that one. So I think when you're looking at Trotter Jr., he is definitely playing his best football. The way I would look at it is that, yes, he is giving them starting quality play from what you like. If he were forced into action, I'd feel fine about it. I don't want to get too crazy. Like, oh yeah, like the Eagles have 3 of the top 20 linebackers in football or anything. Like that. But I do think that Trotter is having a good summer, and they should be excited about what they've got with him right now.
Yeah, I agree. All right, offense. Let's how do you unpack the offense and where it stands as we go into preseason week 3 and the evolution of this thing?
Yeah, it's big news that we're starting to see Mekhi Lemon start to get worked back in from a rehab standpoint, and so to me, that's a good sign for his potential availability in week 1 coming off the hamstring. And so I don't think that they want to push it too hard. I know that he's antsy to get back out there.
Yeah,
but you don't want to push it too hard. To me,
I worry about that, Fran.
What's that?
I worry about that.
I know. Yes, I think that's the concern is that, I think he wants to get out there and I get it because he wants to compete and he wants to, kind of prove himself, but you don't want to push it too hard. That said, I expect that when he is healthy, he's going to be running with the ones. Like he's going to be out there and he's going to get opportunity. So I think when you look at this receiving core right now, my guess would be once he's healthy, it's he and obviously Devontae Smith and Tay Wicks out there as your 3 receivers. It's gonna be interesting to watch. To me, the bigger one is, all right, like what does this tight end room look like in 2 weeks? Do they try and make an addition there?
You have to. You don't have enough.
I was going back and forth, and there's something I think we'll talk about, whether it's today on the show or this week on the Eagles show. Is the answer, because we've seen teams do this over the course of the last couple of years, and we've seen and I'll have some numbers to kind of back this up when we have the conversation. Do they lean into more 6 offensive line sets? Because what we've seen with teams over the course of the last couple of years, we saw them go heavily into 13 personnel. We saw Houston do this last year. We saw Buffalo do it the year before they got that big blocking tight end in the fold. Is all right, we're going to get a 6th offensive lineman out there, and not 2 times a game or 3 times a game.
No, it's part of regular
18
package.
times a game. It'll really be a fixture of what you're doing offensively. So is that something they do either with Markel Bell, or is that a Willie Lampkin situation? Because Lampkin's got that ability to line up in a couple different spots, and you can almost use him like a quasi tight end.
Yeah,
so that would be something I would keep an eye on.
Yeah, I like that. It's interesting. It's a good point. Now, I am concerned as well because other than Goddard, nobody can catch the ball.
Yeah,
Johnny
and
Munt
that's so.
slander.
Well, what's to me like the bigger part of what we've kind of seen with this evolution of how teams are kind of utilizing these personnel groupings is that it's not just, hey, you know what, like, because we would think of Belichick with like Gronkowski and Hernandez, right? It's like, oh, like, all right, you've got your big body blocker, you've got your move player, and they kind of complement each other. It's more like, hey, like, do you have the ability to dictate to the defense to line up in a certain way, and then you're able to take advantage of that? So you go back to that Darius Cooper 25-yard catch and run from the other night, right? They were in a multiple tight end set, and the vertical route, like it was a 3-level stretch play. The vertical route there was run by Cam Latu, right? Like it was the tight end in line running a deep corner route. And so it's like he doesn't need to be this like great receiver there.
Right.
But do you have that ability to line up in a certain way to get the defense to play a certain coverage? And then you don't even need to be this dynamite receiver, but like get down the seam and and stretch the defense out to create space for, instead of that being Darius Cooper, Devontae Smith running the crosser, right? And now you create a catch and run opportunity. So, what we've started to see with a lot of these teams that are playing in these multiple tight end sets, if you go to look at Seattle last year, those guys.
That's why that's what
reps,
this offense is based off of. That's why
Yeah.
when we say it's a quarterback-friendly offense, what you just described illustrates that.
Yeah. It's not like, oh man, like they're playing AJ Barner and go down the list of these tight ends that Seattle's throwing out there. They're not playing all these guys, and these guys are getting 30 catches. You're playing all those guys to create space for Jackson Smith and Jigba to have 180 targets, right? And I think that that's what kind of happens with when the Rams are lining up with all these guys last year. That's just creating opportunity for Puka Nacua to eat, right? And to create space for those guys. And so I do think that that's the way that you kind of weaponize those personnel groupings, is that you are dictating to the defense, hey, we want you to put these bodies on the field or to line up in a certain way so that we can now put Devontae Smith into this void, or we can put Tay Wicks over here and take advantage of this matchup, or Mekhi Lemon on this matchup. So it's not really about, hey, do they have enough to like scare defense? It's, do you have that ability to use these pieces to kind of dictate to the defense in that way?
Agree, except you still need guys to catch the ball. Like Tucker Kraft still caught the ball. Like, the Rams tight ends, all of them catch the football. Like you still need somebody to catch it other than Goddard.
Well, I think they're hoping that Goddard is the Tucker Kraft, right? And then what you're hoping is that like these other guys can do just enough where they don't need to, you go to like Chicago, the way they use those guys, like, they don't need to be.
Level is a weapon, right?
But that's Goddard,
Kmet,
right? Like, so you don't need all three to be the weapons. Like, as long as you have the one
but they
guy.
also have Cole Kmet that could actually
Yes.
Like, you don't have that.
No, and so they're going to have to continue to add to that group over the next 18 months. But I don't know that they're going to be able to get a guy this year, in the next 2 weeks that's going to be able to help them there. So, all right, what do you do with what you've got?
Yeah. I'm a little worried about that spot, especially since, God forbid, and we know his injury history, that Goddard gets dinged up. Like, what do you got?
That'll be a problem.
I mean, Stowers is lost. Like, he's the project for down the road.
Yeah, no, it looks definitely like a redshirt year for Stowers.
Yeah. What do you think about Jalen? Where's Jalen at right now?
I'm excited for Jalen. I'm excited to see it. It's, to me, like the way that he really feels that he's kind of embracing this new scheme. I'm fine. People are like making a thing about some of the interceptions he's thrown in practice. Like, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yes.
Number one, like, I'm good with like testing their limits there. But number two, that's going to happen when you're attacking the middle of the field.
Yes.
You can't, on one hand, like ask for middle of the field throws and then be upset with interceptions.
Cost
I'm
of
not saying
doing
that
business.
the Eagles are, but I think there's sections of the fan base that are like, oh, like he can't. No, like that's going to happen. Jared Goff throws interceptions to the middle of the field.
Yes.
Caleb Williams throws interceptions to the middle of the field. When you play this offense, when you play that style, you're going to, Brock Purdy throws interceptions to the middle of the field. Sam Darnold throws interceptions to the middle of the field. So, I think that's kind of the price of doing business. But I'm optimistic about what this will look like.
I like
it's got its holes, but I'm optimistic.
Fran, I watched Bo Nix, Jordan Love throw footballs around the football field the other night. Things in the NFL follow trends. Are the Eagles now like on the other side of the trend and maybe should think about playing starters a couple series? I'm in for player health and safety and all that, but when I see, two of the better quarterbacks in the league going head to head, makes me miss seeing Jalen Hurts get out there and go through it.
Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals are going to be missing Jeremiah Love for a time, but you look around the league and there are other opportunities where guys, their star players are out there, and you turn an ankle and all of a sudden, Jalen Hurts has a high ankle sprain, and who knows when he's going to be back. So
you're not flip flopping,
putting those guys on ice.
You're not going back to the old ways.
No, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
I do think there's an argument, though, on the other side that you don't practice enough. That you need football movement and you need more of it. They don't practice enough. I talked to a lot of coaches, and a lot of the coaches that think about these injuries go, we don't have enough time with them.
Yeah, I think that there's layers to the argument because there are different kinds of injuries, right? And so like the soft tissue stuff versus what we're saying with like a high ankle sprain or like a torn ACL, more often than not, those are like kind of like freak accidents, right? And so like sometimes you get lucky with that, sometimes you don't. And that's why injuries are tough to predict.
Right.
There's a lot of the soft tissue stuff that could be from, all right, you have long stretches of inactivity and then you ramp up immediately.
Yes.
And that's why you see teams that kind of have a slow,
truthfully,
ramp up period.
That was the basis of the conversation. In fact, I was just talking to a coach last week for my Fox stuff, and that was one of the issues is that, he's like, dude, like we just don't have them enough. And they get out there and you wonder why you're tweaking stuff and you're pulling stuff. It was all soft tissue.
Right. And that's to me, when you're looking at that stuff, that's what you're always want to be careful for. And then you have certain teams that are really good on the sports science end of things where you're like daily tracking the guys and taking care of them and understanding like, all right, this guy's ready, this guy's not, we have to scale him back. And, just understanding like how often guys can be out there. And we see that the Eagles are pretty good at understanding what pitch count guys need to be on, right? Like we see them do it all the time where they're cycling vets in and out. And to me, and look, it's a lot of it, like I said, you can't prevent every single injury. The Eagles, I think the proof is in the pudding over the last several years when you look at like games lost with players and they go to the Super Bowl in 2022 and they have all the same 22 starters that you started the season with. You go into the Super Bowl in 24, I think they were missing one starter that you started the season with. They've done a really good job of keeping those guys healthy. And so I don't think that they're going to that they're going to change their order of operations here in the summer and in the early stage of the season. They're fine with taking their lumps early on. If it's like, hey, if we're a little rusty in September, but that means we're more healthy in December, we'll make that trade. And I think that's a fair trade to make. But you also have to do things the right way in July and August and September in terms of taking care of those guys and tracking those guys. And I think that's where they believe they have the edge.
All right. We know the path. I'm going to switch gears for a second because we're used to the path. From Saturday to Sunday, from college football to the NFL, a judge rules Friday night. First, there was the 10th Circuit that stayed the NCAA, and it wasn't a ruling. It was just to stay the operation the way it is. Then a judge in Kentucky orders that these players are, no, these players are allowed to go play. Now we see the mass exodus, not mass, but we see in a few spots players leaving NFL camps to go back to college to get that check. So
look, because of the nature of this, and as you mentioned, there's like this judge here, this judge there. So it's a lot coming. So this is my understanding of everything, right? So the NCAA is instituting this, like what is basically gradually, mostly known as like this 5-for-5 deal, right?
Right.
We know in all the years past, like, all right, you've got 5 years to play for, right? So you have your 4 years that you can be on the playing field, and then if you want a red shirt year, you've got it. So you've got 5 years to play for, and then some players, if there was a double injury or some kind of extenuating circumstance, you were granted a 6th year of eligibility. That is now, again, from what I understand, going out the window, where now you will have 5 years to play 5, and no matter what happens,
you get hurt. Whatever, 5 for 5.
Now, the exceptions to that would be military service, for the women's sports, like if you have a like maternity leave, if you have a religious mission, things like that, where it's like, all right, if there's one of these extenuating circumstances that can put a pause on your eligibility, but otherwise it's 5 for 5, and that's starting now. So what that means is the players from the 2022 recruiting class that left high school and joined college in 2022, all right, you are the first group that gets this 5 for 5. But what that meant, since that happened over the last couple of months, is that the players that left college from the 2022 class that played for 4 years, and so they were true seniors that ran out, that exhausted all of their eligibility, well, they're like, what the hell? These guys that I came in with, they get 5 years of earning potential in college ranks that I wasn't afforded. Why can't I go back and
then you had the
that
COVID
this year?
class that was granted, that was extended. So they were the first non-COVID class. They were like, yo, what's up?
Right. And so so they're looking at it like, all right, well, why can't we get the same 5th year that, the Johnny that I came in with, I graduated because he wasn't ready to play and I was, or because he got hurt and they redshirted him, and now I'm penalized for that. Why is that fair? So that's why we see like former Eagles tight end Daquan Wright. He's the big name here, that's going back, and he was with the Browns literally 3 days ago, and it looks like he's going to LSU as long as he passes through waivers.
Well, I think you went for a quarterback upgrade.
Right. Well, there are yeah, that's true too. There are a handful of players that, and it's not just in football. We're seeing this in a couple other sports
Basketball,
as well, that are making that same transition. If you're an optimist, you would say like, all right, this is a 1-year blip because it's really just this 2022 class. If you're worried about it, you would say, all right, well, now that there's precedent is set, what's keeping this from happening? The judges, in 2028 and 2029 from, pointing this and saying, oh, well, we've seen guys go back from pro to college. My gut says that this is a 1-year blip, that this is not going to be a thing moving forward, but it is a symptom of what we've talked about endlessly over the last 18 months, that the NCAA has they have made this bed and they have to live with it now, because right now they've had no teeth for anything over the last several years, and so this thing is snowballed kind of out of control, and that's why we're seeing like the government intervention and things of that nature, because I
mean, it's a mess. It really is a mess. Like, I love the fact that that kids are getting paid and the whole. I'm so for it. I loathe the NCAA because I think for years the way they treated athletes was shameful. Like, be happy you got an education. Like, right. This is a job. Like, nobody understands what an athlete has to do. It's a job. It's like, they're not just, people have this thing that it's 1972 high school. Like, they're just coming in and going to class, and then after school, go to practice. They're not looking at all season programs, waking up, lifting sessions and film session and everything else. They have no concept of how it works. Like, there is a senator out of Louisiana. I just wanted to ring it. Stay out of it. He went after Rocco Beck. Did you see this?
No, I didn't see this one.
So he's a senator, and Rocco Beck he was talking about it. He already graduated. So he's taking a couple of online postgraduate courses at Penn State. And so the senator tweets it, retweets, reposts it, saying this is what's wrong with college football, and we come back, I'm going to get to the bottom of this and get rid of this and all. Stay in your freaking lane. You know nothing about sports. You know nothing about the system. He probably had no idea that Carson Beck didn't go to class in Miami. Like, never went to class at Miami.
Because we remember, like, when Matt Leinart was coming at USC, his final year. I remember, like, College Game Day did a whole thing, like, oh yeah, his only class this year was a ballroom dancing class.
Right.
This was in what, 2004 or 2006, 2005.
Yeah.
This isn't anything new. Guys go in, they take care of they graduate. As long as if you take care of business, you get your undergrad degree in 2.5 to 3 years now, and you're working on your graduate degree by the time you get to year 4, year 5, year 6. So, yeah, when they're going to try and structure it so that when you get into football season, that you've got 1 or 2 classes, like you're doing the bare minimum, but you're overloading and taking.
Hold on, let me take 18 credits and play football. What do you
Right.
like?
Lenora Sellers is he's got an internship at a driving range this semester. That's his only thing. God bless him.
Yeah, but Fran's right. Like you know that the best high school players will leave their high school. First of all, the summer before their senior in high school, they're taking courses to graduate early.
Joey O'Brien's been at Notre Dame since
Correct
7-8 months already.
They leave after Christmas break. They leave their high school and go to college.
Yeah.
So that they can be working with their new team in the spring because they need to be working in the off season. That's what happens.
Right. And some guys I know this was the case with Sonny Styles, the Washington Commanders first round pick. Not only did they leave after 3.5 years, they left after 2.5 years. Like they reclassified. So there's I'm graduating high school a year early. I know Ryan Williams, the receiver from Alabama, Ryan Coleman Williams did the same thing. So, those guys are putting in the work and then you set yourself up. So, all right, I've got 1 class, 2 class, whatever it is. I've got this elective or these online courses. But this has been going on for 20, 30 years. This isn't anything new here. This is not some big gotcha moment for college athletes.
That's why the government, here's the problem. The government can't be involved because the government doesn't understand. These politicians have no clue as to what goes on.
Some of them do, but they understand that the people that listen to them don't know that they do. So they're playing to the they need to stay out of it. They got to stay out.
The problem is what the sport really needs is the commissioner. The NCAA can't be the organization for every sport. That's the biggest problem. Every sport needs to be its own entity. College football has its own rules that are different from college basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, and over the next decade, we'll see if they get to that point where each sport has its own commissioner, and then there are guidelines that all sports follow that are under the NCAA. But that's again, I think there's going to be the next few years. There's going to be a lot of awkwardness. This topic being one of them when you have guys going back from pro to college. But I don't anticipate that that's a long-term issue.
Wait till the conferences. Wait till that shakes out because that's the next thing that's going to shake out.
There's a lot of cookies to crumble here.
Yeah. Franny, awesome, fired up, man.
Happy Draft Guide Day to all that celebrate. It's going to be awesome.
Love it, buddy. Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it, guys. We'll talk soon.
St. Francis.
And for diehards out there, it is getting unveiled today. Today is launch day. So you can find it on all PHLY.com later today. It's sweet.
Oh, dude, it's awesome.
It is sweet. I am ready for some college football. By the way, Joey O'Brien's doing all right for the Irish early.
Are you kidding me?
He's making picks all over.
I know.
Practice.
Dude, he's outrageous.
Yeah.
By the way, Deshaun Watson
named the starter
has been named the starter for week 1 at Jacksonville. Adam Schefter just
I knew it was coming this morning.
Dude, how do you not?
What a creep.
If you're in a survivor,
just pick against them.
How do you not?
Yeah.
They're going to be I know there'll be one game in which they somehow rise up, but Deshaun Watson stinks.
Yeah.
Stinks.
Is that the worst contract in NFL history?
Yeah.
It might be the worst in sports
history. He guaranteed every cent of it.
Yeah. And can't even say he's a better football player than he is a person. And he's a worse person than he is a football player. Jeez.
That's bad. All right, coming up, it's a Murphy Monday. I love talking to my columnist for the Inquirer. David Murphy coming up next. But first, a word from our friends.
Hey, if you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your home, this is it. Ashley's Labor Day sale is happening right now with some of the lowest prices of the season. You'll find hot buys for every room starting at just $499, plus find savings up to $1,000 store-wide, and with 0% interest for 60 months, and buy now, pay later financing. How about that? It's never been easier to bring your home the furniture you've been eyeing. Don't wait. Shop Ashley's Labor Day sale in-store or online, or take advantage of these incredible savings while they last. For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City, have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com. Hey, if you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your home, this is it. Ashley's Labor Day sale is happening right now with some of the lowest prices of the season. You'll find hot buys for every room starting at just $4.99, plus find savings up to $1,000 store-wide, and with 0% interest for 60 months, and buy now, pay later financing. How about that? It's never been easier to bring your home the furniture you've been eyeing. Don't wait. Shop Ashley's Labor Day sale in-store or online, or take advantage of these incredible savings while they last.
Look at this. We just saw Nosferatu. Nosferatu's in Spain.
You were offended at him. He offended you from the other side of the
He
Atlantic.
offends me daily.
I'm aware. I watched the show.
He offended me. He's in Spain.
Yeah. Town that Baldy recommends. He's in Valencia now. I think he flew into Madrid.
Or whatever. He's in Spain. Spain is a beautiful late night culture of eating and drinking.
Yeah.
He went to Taco Bell. What a disgrace. What a disgraceful American. Yeah, like, he goes, well, nothing's open. Like, what do you mean nothing's open? The whole town is known to be an all-night culture, a late-night eating culture.
Yeah, he loves his Taco
It's
Bell.
called tapas.
Taco Bell. Do you think he thinks that Taco Bell was burnt?
And I don't follow him on Twitter, but he texted me it.
He texted you the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
He loves prodding you.
Yeah, I can't stand him.
Just
Even
goat
between
you.
that and he went to some Satan bar. He better watch himself. He plays he's going to get swallowed up. Fifth ring. I'm going to be like this.
That would not shock me.
God bless your soul, son.
And quick shout out to somebody in the chat. Our man Jake and his wife had their baby
Jake!
over the weekend. I believe we were in the hospital with them to a degree last week. So shout out to Jake and his family.
Jake. What's the baby's name?
I do not know. I don't know if you saw it, Julia. Yeah, but congrats, Jake. It's the best. And it goes quick, so enjoy every minute.
It doesn't go quick.
Oh, my God, dude. Skylar's legs are like long. Like, she's getting to the point where it's...
I'm sad. It makes me sad sometimes.
It's rough.
They're like, Murph's got a newborn, and, now he's not. He's a baby now.
Yeah.
Pretty soon he'll be a toddler.
Happens quick.
And pretty soon they're going to be bigger than you.
Yeah.
And you look up. I'm watching Ant. I mean, I showed you the video.
Hey, the leg press 700 plus pounds.
Yes.
It's not a baby thing. They can't do that.
No, he had 7 plates on either side. 7 45-pound plates on either side, and pressed it. And I'm like,
what happened to my child?
My little baby boy.
He's literally little Ant, I call him.
Yeah.
He's not little anymore.
No. He comes walking around, man. He never wears a shirt. Oh, boy.
I wouldn't either if I was cut up.
No.
Yeah.
Little ones the same way. They walk around and,
You're like, all right, boys.
We were at the gym last night.
Still the man of this house. You want to wrestle? You want to go out back with Dad? I'll prove it. Little punks.
We were at the gym last night. Now, Bosmo's starting to catch up. Anyway. Murph has a new one, a beautiful baby boy, Max. Let's talk to our man, Murph, on a Murphy Monday.
Murphy, it's time for our man, David Murphy.
Good morning, Murph.
Morning, guys.
We were just talking about how fast it goes. How's Max doing?
Today was actually his first day of preschool or daycare, whatever you want to call it. So,
how'd he do?
It's yeah, we're the nerves are fraught in the Murphy household. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
Wow.
walking away from the crying child at the classroom door it's gut wrenching.
Ugh,
Yeah.
horrible.
Well, I made Rebecca do it, so
All right, buddy.
I'm
Let's
picking
get
them
to
up.
business. What do you think? The fighting's on fire. 9 in a row. Walk-off. Schwarbomb. First one in 3 years.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. I think the last time we talked, I just written a column that kind of pointed out that they hadn't won more than 5 games all season, and they were they're the only playoff team that hadn't won multiple streaks of 5, and of course they haven't lost since. So this is what this is what you need to do to build a lead, or to, I guess in this case, cut down on the Braves lead, but also build a little bit of a cushion and some peace of mind. And I think that's what obviously this accomplishes more than anything, is the peace of mind at the lower end. I mean, you don't have to worry about the Cardinals anymore. Don't have to worry about the Marlins anymore. You're going to get a chance at the Diamondbacks here soon. Yeah, I mean, it's look, it's a long season, and if you're a good enough team, you're going to have one of these streaks, and it was more a situational anomaly, I think, that the Phillies had not had them. Saying that, Andrew Painter and Aaron Nola, keep putting you in a position to win games at the bottom of the rotation, it goes a long way, and that's kind of how you turn the whole thing over, and win 8 or 9 or 10, or put together a 11-1 stretch.
We looked at the schedule in August leading up to their West Coast trip, and you said, all right, now you got to make some hay against this competition. Early on, it wasn't the case, which I think led for a lot of consternation. And then what we've now seen was, all right, you mentioned it. I think that's the lead. Painter looked great Saturday. Nola has been terrific. I mean, he really has. He's pitched really well.
Yeah, and obviously there's two, they're kind of two divergent situations. I think the Painter thing is obviously bigger, because we had all kind of given up on factoring him into, a value add for the postseason. And, I don't know if he's there yet, but the fact that he's trending in that direction is incredibly fortuitous, both short-term and long-term. I mean, he's a different pitcher right now. His fastball is we talked about it all year. Opposing hitters were just teeing off on his fastball. They had before his demotion, they were hitting 404 against his 4-seamer, which was the worst mark out of 278 qualified pitchers. He'd given up 12 extra base hits on the pitch. And it was just if you just look at that pitch, every single metric said that it was one of the worst pitches in the game. And that's it's not a good thing to have with regard to your 4-seam fastball when you're a 6'7", power pitcher. And, again, it's still not there the way you hoped it would be when he was the number, 2 or 3 prospect in all of baseball. I mean, he's still only throwing it, a third of the time. But that's, as you've noted, that's all he might need to, because he has such command of, those other pitches.
The movement's back.
Look,
He's got good
great
movement now.
Yeah, I mean, his whiff rate on the fastball. So to me, the it doesn't matter who you are, but you got to be able to throw your fastball in the strike zone, and with the confidence that guys aren't going to crush it. You can, on your best days, you're painting and you're striking people out with your out pitches and whatever. But every pitcher's got to be able to, just pound. I mean, look at Jonathan Bolin. I mean, that's why he's so consistent, because he can just throw his fastball in the zone, and do you want him? Are you going to want him to be the guy to get you a strikeout with 2 men on and 1 out? No, probably not. But it goes a long way when you just can lean back and throw your fastball and have confidence that it's not going to get put in the seats. And right now, Painter has gone from a whiff rate of like 7% on his fastball to a whiff rate of like 20%,
Yeah.
and that's all that, it's not just the whiffs, it's just telling you, how the bats are reacting to it, and guys are not as comfortable against it. And that's a big thing. So, you know, hopefully it's sustainable. And I think that points to it being sustainable.
Yeah. Listen, I agree. I'm excited. And look, the walk-off yesterday, the comeback, they came back twice. That Cardinals team is not a bad team. They have a good lineup, right? Weatherholtz and Burleson, Walker, the kid Baez. Like they got players. So you come back twice on them. I just think I'm a believer that that's good for you. Like you need to experience that stuff along the run, because going into October, you got to be able to pull from something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. Again, something else I wrote earlier this summer is that if you look at, if you go back and look at teams that win the World Series, or at least make it to the World Series, this is obvious stuff, but they're getting hot in the second half, right? They're very, very, very rarely do you have a team that plays 500 baseball over its last 81 games that then makes any noise whatsoever in the postseason. And before this winning streak, the Phillies were right there. That's what they were on pace for. And I think that there's a chicken and the egg element to that, where worse teams are going to play worse, in their last 81 games. But I think there's also to your point, a psychological element of it, where the better you play, the more kind of pressure you take off yourself, and the more you can kind of like play free and easy, as the old saying goes. And I think that they've, all season they've kind of been, the temperature has just been a little suffocating in the clubhouse and the environment, because other than that stretch right after Mattingly took over, they've been constantly yo-yoing, back and forth between, are we going to fall out of playoff contention, or do we have to worry about the playoffs, to, they've never really gotten a chance to like just kind of breathe and like play with some swagger. And I think it's easier to do that, when you don't feel like your life is on the line, every night you're playing.
Yeah, that's a great point. And you know what? Bro brought him up. And it's worth bringing him up to you too, which is just the Stott has been played such great baseball, man. Great defense, clutch hits. Like we always talk about Harper, Schwarber, everybody. Like Stott deserves a lot of credit here, a lot of praise.
Yeah, I mean, I always say he's the guy that makes, he anytime you look over the last 4 or 5 years, when this team's the best version of itself, usually Bryson Stott is and it might not always be him, but he just happens to hit, in the spot of the lineup where it makes such a big difference when the guy's hitting or not. Like look at Chooch, versus, Chooch's the 08 year versus like 09, 010, when he was getting on base at a 360, 370, 380 clip. I mean, those are outs that aren't being made, and those are extra plate appearances that the top of the order is then getting, and then getting them with a guy on base. And that's just the secret, again, it's not complicated for why this team kind of has the identity that it does. It's because it's so top heavy, and you're just constantly living between these stretches between Schwarber and Harper, and spending 2 or 3 innings just like pounding yourself over the head. And Stott, he's a great player. He's just a ball player, and you would just love to see him. You keep waiting for him to have this be the where you're not going through the cold stretches the way he does. And maybe this is it. I mean, he's been really since May has been a well above average offensive second baseman. But yeah, I agree with you. It's such a huge difference. And his style of play, it just kind of makes it even bigger that when he's actually playing well, it's exactly what the team needs.
Yeah. Yeah. You just see it. What do you make of this trip now? Now you got, like, you just had a great stretch. Now you go play a Seattle team that lost 22-0 last week and 18-2 yesterday.
That's not very good run differential. You just got to keep going, you know. Now look, I mean, look, it's baseball. Stuff's gonna happen. So yeah, I don't know what to expect out of this team. I mean, again, I had the game on yesterday and just kind of like zoned out when they were down 4-0, and all of a sudden I look up.
I did too.
You know, and you know, they certainly have made it interesting throughout this 9-game stretch. So yeah, I think it's you know, it's what they needed, and you had to think that one of these stretches was going to come at some point. And I think that whenever it ends, however it ends, even if they lose, you know, 3 straight somewhere, you know, they've given themselves you know, a heck of a lot more margin for error than they had at the beginning of it. And to me, that's the big thing.
I agree. I'm with you. Now, are you at all concerned about Wheeler, who hasn't he just hasn't looked like himself? The pitch count, high pitch counts, has struggled with his location at times. Command's been off, which is unlike Wheeler.
Yeah, 100%. I think you know, you got to be, given his age and his you know, recent history, like you at least have to, like, you know, have it in the back of your mind. You know, I looked at everything I could look at, and you know, I don't see anything like jumping out about, you know, some real, like, when a guy's like his velocity hasn't really dipped at all. You know,
it did earlier though, remember?
But that was back in, like, you know, that was like early. Like, he's been yeah, I mean, maybe there was a night here recently, but he was at 90, you know, he was right at his season average in his last start. I know that when I looked at it. And you know, so velo's not everything, but I think there's reason to be I don't think there's reason just assume that you know, he's never going to be the Zach Wheeler that we saw at the beginning of the season. But yeah, I mean, you definitely need it. You know, it would definitely, it's hard to see this team doing what they need to do to get to World Series if Zach Wheeler's not, a caliber starter, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wait and see. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in you know, where it goes, and you know, you'd be kind of naive not to at least have some level of concern.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit from the Fightins to the Birds. Where you at after preseason week 2?
You know, I'm exactly where I've been. I can't. You know, I don't know that we know anything else about this team that we haven't known all along. You know, I would love to see, you know, Makai Lemon, you know, get out there, and I'd love to see Grenard obviously out there. But it's so hard to tell with these teams. You know, every preseason it's the same thing. You know, I mean, McCaffrey's out in San Francisco, you know, not practicing with, you know, some undisclosed tightness, and you know, half the time it turns out that it's nothing, and he's you know, the best all around back in the NFL for the rest of the season, and then half the time he doesn't play the whole season. So you really have no idea, you know, like the receiving thing fascinates me because, like, look, Makai Lemon, you know, he's the kind of guy with his skill set that he could contribute year one, you know, like the Eagles drafted him with the thought, not, you know, that wasn't the motivating factor, but they drafted him with the thought that, like, this guy's going to be, you know, this guy's going to help to you know, take some of those targets that just left. And again, it might just be, you know, you have no idea what, you know, how serious a thing it actually is, you know, or how much of an issue it actually will be. So it's like, you know, those to me are the big themes, and it's hard to really get anything out of a preseason game, you know, when those are the big questions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the game itself, I mean, obviously, you're not going to glean anything out of. You can't glean anything out of Saturday night. I guess I was referring to more the joint practices, kind of with New England, and it's
Yeah,
weird. Did you thought now the trend around the league is guys are playing, but the Eagles just won't play their guys, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's some there's it's I don't know. I go back and forth on it where even if they were playing, I don't know how much there would actually be to glean, Like remember I always go back to that the DeMarco Murray season.
Yeah.
When Sam Bradford and DeMarco Murray
Sam had the great preseason.
Sleeve.
It might have been
He was like 18
the
for 18.
Yeah, versus the Packers. He lit them up.
Yeah.
You're thinking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, they also did it against the Ravens, if I remember correctly, because I remember afterwards someone asked Harbaugh, and he was like, "All right, we'll wait for the regular season, see what happens." So yeah, I mean, I just don't think anything I need to know about this team I'm going to be able to tell before week 1, and I think in that sense, I think the schedule sets up great for them because they can kind of open it with two pretty poor.
I agree. Yeah, I was just looking at that. I thought the same thing.
It's almost like they're. It's kind of like Alabama schedule in East Carolina and Troy State or whatever. Like they kind of have like the unofficial preseason, I think, leading into it. And I think if you remember, I think the Super Bowl season, that's kind of how it's set up. Because the Patriots weren't I think that was the Patriots year, or was that 23? I don't know. Regardless, I think it's helpful when you're not hitting the ground running against Green Bay and Brazil or the Cowboys at home, or I think we're going to get a chance to see kind of answer some of these questions. But I think things remain the way they are. I think Devontae Smith's going to be great, but I think there's some huge question marks about this receiving core.
I agree with that. Yeah. I think your
game.
point. It was interesting. I made the same thing and made the same point. The fact that you get Washington, Tennessee is really helpful. It just is.
Yeah. Oh,
really helpful.
Yeah, because you would have to play. I mean, Washington. I think they were Fugazis the year they went to the NFC Championship game, and they somehow have managed not to. They've somehow managed to not add anything to that team in the 2 years since Jaden Daniels' rookie season, and now Ronnie Stanley's out, and they lost their guard. I think their center or their guard signed in San Diego for free agents. Like I just don't see that team. That team's got a sneaky chance to be pretty bad. And then just like for years now, it's like their solutions are, you got to be over 30 to even like fill out an application. You got Diggs and Deebo Samuel and it's just like every year. Terry McLaurin, Terry McLaurin's the only player in his tenure to have 800 yards receiving as a wide receiver. And the last person to do, the last person to do it before Terry McLaurin was?
No.
Pierre Garçon.
Wow. That's a bust out. Pierre Garçon.
That's how long it's been. So yeah, I'm with you. I think you'd have to play, like, you could play, the Eagles could be at their worst, I think, and still win those 2 games. So I think that's, like you said, I think that's helpful.
Yeah, it's huge. Huge. Because then you got Chicago Rams. Like, we're going to be like, oh, yeah. And then they're going to lose to Chicago. The Rams are like, oh, yeah, 2-2. Then you go to England, week 5. So you come away, if you're 3-2, you feel fine, right? Like, don't you feel fine after 5 games, you're 3-2?
Yeah, I think so. And, just looking at the schedule, again, it's going to be tough for them to not win at least 10, 11 games. Just even if they're not, even if they're not right.
You're right. Yeah, I'm with you.
Now, again, the Cowboys are a team I've thought a lot about recently because I don't know how good they're going to be. I'm still approaching the season as if the division really that they play really helps them, the Eagles, because they got if not automatic wins, you should win to me 4 out of 6 against the Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders, no doubt. And 5-1 is probably what you're angling for. When you can start with like kind of at least 4 or 5 games in the division where you're going to be favored significantly, I think that helps you a lot. I mean, the Patriots rode that to, that was like half the secret of their success back with Brady and Belichick, because they were beating up on the
Jets, Dolphins.
But I think that's kind of one of the underrated themes to the season too, is like, or at least plot lines, is like, maybe the division actually is a lot better than it has been in recent years. I don't know. I mean, maybe the Cowboys.
I actually think Dallas is pretty good. I'm a little concerned by Dallas.
Steve Baldy talked me down off of that on Friday. He said their defense was trash last year. They allowed 517 points. He's like, even if they improve it by 200 points, they're still going to struggle. He's down on their defense.
They in their defense, they changed a lot. They got a lot better when they got Quentin Williams.
Yeah, they got Christian Parker. They added talent.
Yeah, Christian Parker's really good. And you bring in Von Miller. I get it. Baldy was still concerned. That's your boy.
I know. I love him, but
their secondary.
He plays to the crowd a little much. Like, he's not saying that in Dallas.
No, and the other thing is their offensive line. I think their offensive line is in a state of kind of gradual decay. Now again, you got at this point, you got to give credit to whatever Jerry's a lunatic, but they make good decisions there.
Somebody's keeping him in check. Yeah,
they're always at least. I'm not the biggest Schottenheimer fan in the world, but like that the formula has worked for them. The Cowboys, like they're every time you're laughing at them, they just come back and win 9 or 10 games. And with Dak in that receiving core, who knows? Maybe they do have it in them. To kind of push the Eagles a little bit. I don't think so, because I think the secondary is rough, and I don't know that they really have a pass rush either. But I'm at least interested to see what this division looks like.
Yeah, that'll be fun. My man, what's your week look like? You kill out summer.
That's a great question, man. Just again, Phillies. Just still grinding through NFL prep and trying to find something fun to write about. But I don't really have anything big cooking, but we're kind of in read and react time with the Phillies, at least. So, obviously Wheeler's start's going to be a big one. That's probably, if you had to rank the goings on of the week ahead, I think that would be, your top, that's the prime time game, is to see what he looks like.
Yeah. Agreed. My brother, well, this is the comments before the NFL starts, so enjoy it, and we'll talk to you next week. You're the man. Thanks, Murph.
Absolutely. See you guys.
See you, buddy. There he is, the Murph. The Miller start's going to be interesting.
The what?
Miller start. All right, we're going to take a quick TO. We got Corey, who we love.
Yeah, fun show today at 12 o'clock I get to do with him.
I love your Philly show.
It's so much better when it's good baseball to talk about. I hate complaining.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Oh, what a weekend.
Are you kidding me? All right, first, let's take a word from our friends. Let's talk a Wawa. You listen, those moments where you're not looking for a full meal, looking for something that's like a treat. All right? That's where Wawa comes in. My go-to anytime I'm craving a sweet treat. So many options depending on what you're in the mood for.
Every day I crave a sweet treat.
So that's Anthony. I'm at Wawa all the time. Daddy, it was last week. Daddy, I want a vanilla milkshake.
Yeah.
It was 11 o'clock.
They hit different then.
I go, and meanwhile, I can't say no. I'm the worst.
I know. I have the same.
I have a yes problem. And so I go, all right, Dad, you earned it. Because you had a big, worked hard.
Milkshake's good for a little recovery.
You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, you can get the caramel cookies and cream parfait. Perfect afternoon pick me up, little reward after a long day, or the late night dessert run, like I was talking about. No matter what you're craving, Wawa's got ice cream, parfaits, floats, and cream smoothies ready when you are. Gotta have Wawa. Yeah. All right, let's talk about this. This is awesome. This is called Splash. You ready for it?
You don't want my advice. I've been a
Survivor.
Survivor, man.
I
went out 3 years in a row in week 1. Don't listen to me.
Splash Sports and our company, All City, doing a $500,000 Survivor contest. $500K. Think about how life-changing that is. $500,000. All right? All you got to do is pick up straight winners each week, and you can't use the same team twice. Make the right picks throughout the season to avoid being eliminated. The contest has a guaranteed $500,000 payout. I mean, that's incredible. Just go to allphly.com/survivor. All right, I'm entered. I want that $500K.
Yeah.
College coming up, man. All right. I mean, this is awesome. Again, $500,000 up for grab. Allphly.com/survivor. Allphly.com/survivor. Sponsored by Splash Sports. Skill-based contest, not sports betting. Open to U.S. residents 18+. Void were prohibited. Entry fees $25. Rules at splashsports.com/all-city. So you remember this. I think we started, well, I didn't start it, but we helped getting the Survivor pool to life.
Mm-hmm.
So years and years ago, they were running it at the bar in South Philly. It was called a suicide pool.
Yeah.
Right? You remember this. I said, we should do this on the air. And we did it on the air.
Yeah.
Me and Glenn. And somehow Glenn stole it. Right? And he was like, the Glenn Backdown Survivor. It's like, you didn't even know what it was. It was suicide pool. All right? Then like CBS, because they had WIP, they commandeered it.
Yeah.
But I brought it because they were doing it at the bar. And it was a huge hit. It's a great.
Survivors are fun. Yeah. I just stink at them.
Really?
Yeah, when it's a meaningful game, I overthink and just got to take the layups, like where you see them.
Well, I like to do the same thing you do, which is I look at the schedule and the charts.
No.
And there's always a game that you get bit.
Yeah.
Always a game.
Yeah. It's usually Cleveland coming back with 3 touchdowns.
Well, that's
in the
insane.
fourth quarter, and
imagine if Jacksonville loses to Cleveland week 1, it'd be it.
Yeah.
You're better off.
You just avoid that game. Yeah. Avoid the popular picks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a landmine.
Fade the public.
Yeah. It's true. All right. You know who always never disappoints?
Never.
He always brings it. Our man, Corey Sideman.
He's the man. This for the fans. Corey Sideman. Corey Sideman.
One of VG's best. There he is. What is it, my brother?
Doing great, cuz just riding the waves of this Phillies team, who apparently nobody can stop him right now. It's a runaway train.
I love it. I love it. Listen, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see the Bohm hot streak. I wanted it bad. You needed to have something like this. This is interesting, Core. They have now come off the mat twice. They were on the mat early in the year, and then Wheeler comes back, and then they change managers. And they were on the mat again, and they got up. Rocky II style. Got up. And, there's a magic. Now it's baseball. This is what baseball is. Long seasons, you're a good team, you're going to have win streaks. The good thing is that Cardinals are a good team, and they came back on them twice. That's great going into October that you really expect first walk-off in 3 years.
Well, the first walk-off homer in
run.
3 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Phillies have just been playing so well lately, and what you just said is a great point about getting off the mat twice. They had the big run when Don Mattingly first took over, and they got to 10 games over 500, and then they went into a rut for like 2 months. But this response, not only has it been inspiring, but it gives you a little bit of faith that maybe they'll be able to win a series or 2 or 3 in October, the way that they're playing right now, because it looks like a deep offense. And to me, the biggest storyline of the month of August has been that the Phillies are winning in ways that this team was not winning before. Like this weekend, for example, Jesus Luzardo, Christopher Sanchez both get hit around, both have subpar starts. Phillies win both games. There was a game 2 weeks ago where Andrew Painter started. Joan Duran wasn't available out of the bullpen. Jonathan Bolin gets the save. You know, the late inning drama. There are 2 games during this run where Zach Wheeler went 5 innings and 2 innings, and the Phillies won both of those games as well. So early in the season, they needed everything to go right with their stars. They needed Schwarber and Harper to do damage in the lineup, and the top 3 aces and Duran to be able to put up zeros. But lately, they've been able to win games even when that's not happening. And it's because of contributions from guys like Alec Bohm, who's having one of the best months of his career, Bryson Stott, who's probably having the best half of his career. And just top to bottom, been very impressive. 3 straight sweeps for the Phillies after not sweeping a series since the first few days of June against the Padres.
Yeah, dude. I mean, finally, like it's clicking. We spent a lot of time talking about Stott this morning because he's been just spectacular. Like with the glove, switching positions. He's just good, such a good baseball player.
He's awesome. I mean, the defense has really been remarkable to me that he's gone over to third base and he's made like every single play. You know, his
Yeah.
range to his left is great. The throws have been fine. And as I've said to Jamie on our show a couple times recently, it just gives you so much flexibility moving forward because now you could sign a second baseman and keep Stott at third. You could sign a third baseman and move Stott back to second. You could even toy with the idea of moving him back to shortstop. You know, I guess the risk there would be maybe the range has slipped a little bit going left or right as a shortstop, but he's just been a very, very good player this year. One of the most valuable players in the entire National League. Like we looked this up the other day in WAR. Bryson Stott is 15th in the National League among position players. Now, not everybody loves that stat, but it just shows you that, like, all around, he's having a very, very good season. There are some guys who are offense only who may be popping off the page more than Bryson Stott, but when you combine all the factors that help you win a game, I mean, he's been awesome.
I mean, you know, listen, Bohm gets hot. I didn't see that one coming. It's one of those things where, hey, you know, you're playing a dead Marlins team, but you still got to beat them because their schedule was pretty soft the whole month of August. And, you know, they were still losing series. So this is great. Let me ask you, all right? Let's look at the really good. The good news, Nola and Painter. Painter was great Saturday night. Are you believing in Painter?
That was the best start that we've seen Andrew Painter make as a rookie. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, no walks. I mean, that was the big thing for Andrew Painter. There have only been 2 starts this season. I think he's made either 16 or 18 total. There have only been 2 starts where he hasn't walked anybody. And to me, when you look at what he's done since being recalled, that first start when he came back against the Orioles on July 31st, I'm seeing a guy who looks like a major league pitcher. You know, I don't know if he's going to be a top of the rotation arm the way we once believed, but at least now we're seeing signs that this guy can stick in a rotation and that he's not Spencer Howard 2.0. I mean, since Painter came back, I think it's been 5 starts. His ERA is 3.62. His WHIP is 106. Just putting on just 1 base runner per inning, and the numbers have been pretty steady and solid. And the Phillies are actually winning games out of that spot because they had a streak of 15 losses in a row, something like that, out of the number 5 spot. So, you know, he's not going to factor into the playoffs most likely, Andrew Painter, but he's factoring into the second half of the season, and he will be into the future as well. And this is really important because think about how many times we said in the first half, you need the number 5 spot just to get to the playoffs. Now the Phillies are only 2 games behind the Cubs for the top wild card spot. They're only 3 games behind the Braves for first place in the NL East, and they have 7 games against the Braves between September 4 and 13. So the Phillies, in many respects, control their own destiny.
You know, the thing with Painter, man, the movement's back. Like his movement, like finally, that's kind of what I see. Before, I mean, his 4-seamer was just flat, straight. And now it's got a little movement to it. Now his pitches, you can see it. Like, you can see where it's coming. I'm very excited by the movement that he's shown.
So the big storyline that you heard about Painter's repertoire when he came back from the minor leagues was that he ditched the splitter and started throwing the changeup more. And one of the reasons why was that he or the Phillies felt that when he was adjusting his grip to go to a splitter grip, that it was affecting his grip with his fastballs, and also maybe making it a little more evident if there's runners on base to see that he's changing his grip. So this fastball changeup combination seems to be working better. And
Yeah.
I've noticed the same thing with the zip on his fastball, the late life, the ability to actually miss a bat with that pitch, because his first go round in the majors, Andrew Painter was not missing any bats with his
Yeah.
fastball. There were starts where he threw like 35 of them and got 0 whiffs, but now he's actually, fooling hitters or throwing it by them. So good signs from Andrew Painter. And as you said earlier, Aaron Nola as well. Like, can't overlook that. That's been a huge turnaround in the Phillies season, that he went from so Aaron Nola's last 9 starts has a 3.63 ERA. Prior 9 starts, he had a 6.91 ERA. So we're talking about he's literally been twice as good as he was earlier in the season.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, you got a trip. You got Seattle, Angels, and Arizona. Now, the good thing is you catch Arizona with Kettle Marte is a mess. That's he's gone. MIA, showing up at a casino. Like, I don't know what's going on over there. The Angels are dead. And, Seattle just lost 18-2 last night, 22-0 last week.
Yeah, Seattle, the Mariners are really on a skid since the All-Star break. They've gone 11-19, and any hopes they had of contending are out the window. I will say Seattle's a difficult place to play. Like, I mean, I think about some of these Phillies hitters. Like Kyle Schwarber can hit one out of anywhere, but I don't know if he's a great bet.
Oh, yeah, that place is tough. Yeah.
Yeah, there's several hitters on this, but to that point, the Phillies all month have been winning games without hitting home runs. Like, the Phillies right now ranked top 5 in the majors this month in batting average, on base percentage, slugging, and they're second in baseball in doubles. This team wasn't hitting a ton of doubles early in the year, but this month the only team that has more is the Red Sox. So maybe that portends well at in a venue like Seattle. But I had this series circled all season: Seattle, Anaheim, Arizona, because it's the dog days of summer. It's a grueling trip, but the Phillies are beginning this trip with a whole lot of energy. They just made a cross-country flight yesterday after a real invigorating walk-off win. And while a lot of teams might be dragging this time of year, that's the kind of thing that can wake a team up, this run that they're on.
I'm real interested in Wheeler tonight because he's just hasn't looked himself. He hasn't been able to locate. His command's been off. So I'm looking tonight, great pitching environment, a pretty feeble lineup other than, like a Rosarena and Julio. I mean, they really haven't. Cal Rowley's just been a disaster.
Just literally a dumper, not good.
Yeah. So
The
I'm
dumper's
curious
been a
about
dumpster
Wheeler. I want a
fire.
good start tonight. I want a Wheeler start tonight.
Yeah, it's been very confusing because you're not used to seeing Zach Wheeler ever not have either his best stuff or the ability to get hitters out without his best stuff. But last start against the Marlins, 4 walks, very unlike him. Twice during this slump that Wheeler's been on, he's gotten hit around by the Marlins, or just, had short outings against the Marlins, which tells you it's less about the opponent and more about him just not having his best stuff on that night. It's not like the fastball velocity's dropped off a cliff or anything like that. It's just I'm seeing lack of execution. Against the Marlins in particular, he was yanking his fastball out of the zone to right-handed hitters very frequently. So hopefully he's able to get back on track, because it's been almost like Nola for the last month has flipped spots with Wheeler, where Nola's been reliable, Wheeler hasn't. But Wheeler's one guy on this team who, even though he's going through a bit of a skid right now, I think we all kind of agree that if the calendar were to flip to October tomorrow, you're still expecting excellence out of the guy. You can't take it for granted that it's going to happen every time in the month of October, but I expect him to be able to turn this around here. He has a handful more starts this regular season to do it.
Yeah, it's good. This is a good environment for him, What do you make of Sanchez? He's another one that get up a lot of hits, man. He reminds you, see if you agree with this comp, he reminds me of Cliff Lee a lot because he's around the plate. Like, he's always around the plate. And sometimes when he gives up a lot of hits, it's because he's catching too much of the plate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Cliff Lee's a great comparison. And with Sanchez, he's a three-pitch pitcher. So he's not going to be like fooling a hitter a lot of the time, unless he maybe fools you with his slider that he unveils every once in a while, mostly sinker changeup. So for him, it just comes down to execution. If the sinker's up, it's going to get hit. If the changeup's up, it's going to get hit. But the thing about him, that's just he's so consistently able to keep those two pitches low and in pitcher spots where if you make contact with them, you're going to beat it into the ground. So he has been prone more so than Wheeler to like those hittable outings. In fact, even when you look at earlier in the season when Sanchez had ripped off the 50 straight scoreless innings, his whip at that point was still like 1.15,
Yeah.
which made no sense for a pitcher with that low of an ERA. But that's just the way he is, and it's been really impressive the way he's been able to minimize damage most of the season. Like he'll put two guys on in an inning with one out, but you still have supreme confidence he's going to get out of it unscathed.
Yeah. And he'll get bit by the home run ball when he leaves that sinker up. That's when he gets bit.
But he avoids that for the large part as well. Like to me, that's why I love watching the guy so much. He limits the homers, limits the walks. The teams will be able to hit singles against Christopher Sanchez, but if you scatter those singles across 6 or 7 innings, it doesn't hurt as much. Yesterday, he didn't have his best stuff. There have been a couple starts over the last 2 seasons against the Cardinals where Christopher Sanchez oddly has, gotten hit a little bit. But those two guys, Sanchez and Wheeler, you're hoping are able to kind of round back into that first half form as the playoffs gear up. Jesus Luzardo, who had an uncharacteristically poor start over the weekend, he to me has been awesome since like May 1st. The ERA barely
he's
above
great.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, listen, there's only one thing when I look like the way when they hit like this, the only thing that concerns you is their bullpen. That's it.
Right.
I mean,
right. Because the bullpen,
their bullpen still, I still want to see Gage Wood up here.
Yeah, I mean, Gage Wood's going to be bearing in on his career high in innings, so I'm sure that's a consideration here as well. But I hold the same opinion that, like, why not add an X factor to the bullpen before the playoffs when you're going to need a somewhat fresh arm that the league hasn't seen? Because I agree that the bullpen has pitched well enough during this run. Like there was a game a few weeks ago where Duran wasn't available. Jonathan Bolin came in for the save in a 1-run game and pitched a 1-2-3 inning against the Cardinals. But you can't count on nights like that. You can't count on Orion Kirkering to put up a bunch of zeros or Brooks Raley to do his job every single time. So that's my main concern too. And that's why I would have loved for the Phillies to have done a little more in terms of the bullpen at the trade deadline. The one guy they added, the biggest bullpen piece they added, Caleb Killian, we might not see again until like the 3rd week of September because of that oblique strain.
I know. All right, my brother, great stuff. We'll see and hear coming up at noon. Well, my man,
Can't
the
wait.
bro.
Let's do it.
Love it.
See you soon, Corey.
You're the best, Corey.
See you, Jane.
There he is. Corey, sideman. All right, let's take care of some business and then come back with a couple nugs. How's that sound?
I love it.
All right. First, a word from our friends. Like Parks Casino. Oh, yes. Our casino of choice. Since it's open, action, excitement. The Liberty Bell Beer Garden. The award-winning poker room. Dining. Every month, Latin dance night, free dance lessons, live salsa band. Plus, jazz night, country nights. They have the line dancing, bro. Plus, comedy nights every month featuring a lineup of touring comedians. National headliners. How about this? R&B stars coming up. Jodeci.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Rick Springfield.
Oh.
All right. Joey Diaz, great comedian. Tim Dillon, great comedian.
That's a big one.
Yeah, huge.
That was huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Bobby Lee's coming too, I saw.
Yeah, George Thorogood, Michael Carbonero, Tommy Chong, ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all the shows. Street Road Bend, Salem, just off at 95. Check it out. ParksCasino.com, BLB 21, PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. Oh, Parks Casino. This is how you win. Now let's talk about Rothman and staying in the game. If pain is slowing you down, knee, shoulder, back, whatever it is, you don't just have to deal with it. The team at Rothman Orthopedics has you covered. They've been recognized as the #1 physician practice in the country by Castle Connolly for having the most top doctors in orthopedic care. That's elite expertise, trusted nationwide, and getting started is easy. Go to rothmanortho.com/PHLY. Schedule your appointment today. Their fast scheduling team will get you set up with the appropriate specialist for your injury. And with Rothman now, you get immediate access to an orthopedic expert for guidance when you need it. Like at any point, you strain something, oh, you can't move.
Yeah.
Hello, Rothman. All right. At Rothman Orthopedics, your mobility is their mission. RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY. Get back to doing what you love, pain-free. I often do that. Come back and try to keep up with the boys. Hey, Rothman.
You know the Rothman docs, they're all season ticket holders. I had a doctor on Friday doing the
They're
segment.
the greatest.
He had Eagle season tickets.
Oh, every one
I
of
was
them.
like, every single one of you guys has
They're
season
the
tickets.
best.
Yeah.
They're my favorite. I love those docs. Became friendly with all of them.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Anthony's got a guy for you.
Yes, I got a doctor. All right, let's do a couple nugs, shall we?
Yeah, let's do some nugs. I'll just do my best VG today.
VG's nuts, nuts. It's just time for VG's nuts, VG's nuts, nuts.
I don't know what's going on with Sopranos lately, and VG's Nugs brought to you by Golden Nugget Jewelers, but I'm seeing it like all over my algorithm. They're like getting
Sopranos?
Yeah, they're getting like rebirthed in memes, like a lot of meme usage, a lot of clips going around in my algorithm. Like I have Sopranos all over my social media
Really?
these days. Yeah. They're like having like a resurgence of some.
A renaissance?
Yeah, kind of. And it's kind of made me like want to rewatch because I haven't rewatched it in a long time.
You know what? I kind of did a couple. It was about a year.
A loose rewatch.
Yeah.
So
And it was great. Like I enjoyed it.
I was
I like a rewatch every once in a while.
Yeah,
I've done Entourage.
Have you?
I've done. I mean, over the last 5 years,
Yeah.
I rewatched a few.
So I'm browsing this morning, and what do I see? I don't know if you've seen this before, but in the town of Vilnius,
Yes.
Lithuania,
Yes,
the large
We broke
Tony
the story.
Soprano statue at a train station.
In
I've
fact,
never seen this
Shooters and I-
before.
Shooters and I broke this story on the radio years ago. He was going there. I'm like, dude, I want a picture of the Tony Soprano.
It's huge. It's
Yeah.
right in the middle of the platform.
Is that not the greatest thing with the road? Like, what psychopath, Jules? Let me go. I know. I want Tony Soprano in a robe.
In the middle of my train station platform. You have to like scoot around them to catch your train.
Street, like, you know.
Well, they're just like
guy
kind
who's
of leaning
underwear
over
is wrong.
too. Yeah.
Such a weird thing. Like, what is the genesis of that? They just love the Sopranos over there?
That's just bizarre.
It's so weird. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. Of course, you'd seen it before. All right, I got two more for you. Now, this is your oldest little aunt has been an oarsman over the past couple years, and you've discovered a fondness for crew. Well, Luka Doncic has the team over in Slovenia. He had the boys out on the water sculling.
Wow.
A new look Lakers squad hits the water with Luka. And you see an old Sixers friend four behind Luka and Matisse Thybulle. But Colin Sexton's out there. So they're doing a little bit of team bonding in Slovenia. He took the team out to hit the water.
That's cool. That's actually very cool.
Yeah. Pretty
Luka, man, wanted that team now.
Yeah. Yeah, and then their whole owner drama with the buses.
Yeah, well.
And now Mark Walter.
Yeah,
it's kind of nuts. So maybe LeBron saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah,
Was like, I'm
"Get me
out of
outta
this
here."
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird. All right, and last one for you. VJ Edgecombe, the Alan Horowitz Six-Man Center opened over the weekend. Great little community project in Philadelphia.
By the
Six Man.
I love the 6-man.
The Six-Man strong. And VJ stopped by to help christen the court and see some local kids. And this kid got to square up here, son. You asked for this one. I always love the pro athlete that dunks on the kid. Like, remember Bede down the shore, he used to swat the kids?
Yeah.
And VJ took him to the hole. That kid's got a story for life now.
So I got a great story for you off of that.
Yeah.
I was like 12 years old, maybe, and I run into World Free.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if he remembers this.
Great score. He was a walking bucket.
So we played horse.
Nice.
Right? So we got to HORS. He let me get to HORS.
Okay, he played with you. Yeah.
Right? And then his last one, he goes up and jams it.
That's great. What do you got, kid?
There's game, kid. And I remember dreaming, like, would have been awesome if, like, I could have done that.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, oh, yeah, world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would have been like,
Oh, damn.
Yeah, funny. Yeah,
So very cool experience for that kid to get dunked on by VJ.
very cool. Is right.
Yeah.
That's gonna do it for us, everybody. How's my chat? Chat, I miss you guys.
Yeah, Jake and the family, congrats on the child. I gave the chat Anthony shout outs last week, so I kept it going. Yeah.
Thank you.
Uncle Frank. Whew. Yeah.
You got it?
He figured it out.
Yes. How's the chat received, Uncle Frank?
Chaos.
When they can understand what he's saying, it's great.
Yeah.
But
When it's
there's sometimes
coherent.
that's-
Well, he's never coherent.
well, yeah, it's like he speaks in these like metaphors.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
You know what? Yes, that's it. I could go on a rabbit hole. It'd be 5 minutes, but then I would be kind of channeling Uncle Frank. We don't want to do that. Jules Rules. Fun week. We got you covered. All right. With football going to get started. We're in a good spot. So love you guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.